So first off, just in case you don't know who Soros is, we're going to do a very fast rundown on his activities. So George Soros is a billionaire who since 1979 has spent over $32 billion to fund the Open Society Foundations, which work in over 120 countries around the world. And what do? Well, they push far left policies like far left immigration policies, far left everything policies. In 2021, he quietly donated $140 million to political causes in the United States, all of them left-wing. And not just left-wing, far left. Says George Soros-funded DAs represent 20% of Americans after $40 million was funneled into races. Far left prosecutors, that's far left prosecutors, funded by Soros include George Gascon, that's in LA, Larry Krasner, that's in Philadelphia, and Alvin Bragg, that's Manhattan. So I don't know if you've seen what's happening in those places crime-wise, but it's the kind of thing that happens when you have far-left district attorneys. So that's George Soros. He's pushing far leftist, radical ideology and policies on the West, in Europe, in North America. And not just there, but, he seems to have a particular interest in destroying Europe and North America. And that's what I think he's probably trying to do, is actually bring these societies to their knees. Well, it's either that or turn them into dysfunctional, far-left dystopias. Anyway, he's a bad guy. And if you're not a radical leftist, you don't want to be endorsed by this guy. And there's a story going around that he has endorsed Ron DeSantis. Now, right off the bat, this isn't true. This is false. He did not endorse Ron DeSantis. He hates Ron DeSantis. He hates all conservatives. But there's this story that came out in the Gateway Pundit. It says, "The Kiss of Death. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis endorsed by George Soros." I'm not going to get into this article. It's just not true. And let's just go right ahead and prove it.
My hope for 2024 is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. Trump has turned into a pitiful figure, continually bemoaning his loss in 2020. Big Republican donors are abandoning him in droves. DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He is likely to be a Republican candidate.
Now, there's a clip going around that cuts off right there. And even cutting off there, it still hardly sounds like an endorsement to me. But in any case, it goes on. Let's listen to the rest of what he said.
This could induce Trump, whose narcissism has turned into a disease, to run as a third-party candidate. That would lead to a Democratic landslide and force the Republican Party to reform itself. But perhaps I may be just a little bit biased.
So what he's saying that he wants is for DeSantis to get the nomination in the Republican primary, and then for Trump to run as a third party, and then for the Republicans to get crushed, because he hates both Trump and DeSantis and all conservatives. Because in his mind, I believe, in his mind, he sees them as standing in the way of him being able to destroy the West and bring it to its knees. But yeah, it's pretty clear. He's not endorsing DeSantis here. He doesn't like DeSantis. But this story is going around, which is a lie here. Breaking, George Soros endorses DeSantis. Well, this is a video that doesn't show the last part, right? It just shows the beginning part, which, even to my mind, that still doesn't sound anything like an endorsement to me. Here from Carrie Lake, The Kiss of Death, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis endorsed by George Soros. That's the Gateway Pundit article here. Now, I like Carrie Lake, but she's wrong here. She's made a mistake here. I mean, I know that she's pro-Trump over DeSantis, but retweeting this, that's a big mistake. But most of what I'm seeing right now is people debunking this. Like here, Bill Mitchell, George Soros did not endorse DeSantis. Yeah, I mean, we've watched the clip. We don't need anything more, right? That proves it right there. So what's going on is that people are seeing an opportunity to discredit DeSantis, a way to create a controversy, to generate clicks. I mean, this will definitely be pushed by people who want to see a destructive civil war within the conservative movement. But I don't think it's going to get much traction because it is just such an obvious lie. And I think that conservatives will actually watch the video. I don't think it's like, the leftists who refused to watch that extra 7 seconds of video that debunk the, fine people hoax. So I think this is going to lose steam real fast and die a mercifully quick death. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.